I'm here today. This morning I have NCIS star Mark Harmon and retired NCIS Special Agent Leroy Carroll Jr. talking about their new book, Ghosts of Honolulu. Good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Morning,
Good
James.
morning, James. How are you?
Good. First of all, let's talk about how long you two have been working together.
Wow. Wow. Well, we've been together, we've known each other for over 20 years now and actually working together on the show for 17.
What have you learned from him, Mark?
You know, James, there wasn't a day in 20 years that I wasn't talking to Leon every day. In the beginning, when the show first started, I was trying to do what actors do and research the agency and also a character I was supposed to play. And there wasn't much information on that. And meeting a real NCIS agent and someone like Leon with his background also in the Marine Corps was a goldmine for me. But there wasn't an interrogation I did on that show ever that I didn't talk to him before doing. And that's what he did and did well. And I'm not saying that Gibbs was like Leon. I'm just saying that his honesty and his truth of what he did as a real agent was something that I grew to respect, and a story that I think is worth telling. And that also deals with the agency itself and the birth of that, and that's what the story is.
Talking about the story,
James,
let's talk a little bit how you collaborated on this book. I'm sorry, Leon.
no, I was just going to say, James, that Gibbs was a very good learner when it came to interrogations. And I appreciate the fact that Mark would ask me toward the end of, the season, he'd go, is there anything else I can do, to make this better? And I said, Mark, we've kind of gone through just about every tool in the toolbox. So anyway, it was a pleasure to help and not only on interrogations, but crime scenes and, raids and all of that as well. So,
but this book, James, is really about the beginning of the agency,
right,
and how it came from, how it became. Actually, it was ONI, Office of Naval Intelligence originally, and then NIS, and then NCIS. And Douglas Wada, who we speak of in this book, was really the first NCIS agent.
Takeo really did his job, didn't he?
They all do.
Yeah.
They all do.
Yeah.
And that's something you grow to respect. And that's also part of the payback, as far as I'm concerned, to Leon. The TV show is the TV show and does really well. But the real agents who do this job are a rare breed. And this is a tribute to them, or at least the start of that story. And if people enjoy this, there'll maybe be more stories. There are stories. We just have to figure out if we can tell them.
Talk a little bit about the research on this, Leon.
Yes, this all started when Mark came to me. We had talked for years about doing a real story. And when he had the opportunity to do something in writing, he came to me and says, do you have stories? And we came up with 4 or 5 ideas. Doug Wada was the one we came up and decided on because it was a historical event that everybody knows about, the bombing of Pearl Harbor. And so the process was going to our NCISA, which is Naval Criminal Investigative Service Association, looking at the history that they had put together. We gathered a bunch of open source material and went through and picked what we thought would be compelling in a book. And that's how it happened over a period of about a year.
Hey, James, what's interesting is if there wasn't a TV show, you probably couldn't find this information.
Interesting.
They're connected, because before the TV show, no one knew this agency even existed. And that was great for the agents who had that job to do, because they did it with no one knowing they were doing it. And that was important work and hard work, really difficult work and dangerous work. And all of that is about Leon and this guy that I'm sitting next to, and my respect for him after 20 years of working with him.
I'm also a movie critic, so when we start talking about books and a compelling story, any thoughts of this being a screenplay and hitting the big screen?
Kind of down the road somewhere, maybe, right? But right now, it's about the book, a story to tell.
Any more collaborations?
Glad
Any
to
more
see-
stories? I'm sorry, Leon. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, and I'm glad to see you have two of them behind you. So that's a great start.
I have to thank the media company for that one too, and I got a chance to read a little bit of it, and that's when I was talking about Takeo did his job, man, because yeah, it was interesting. Getting messages to the admiral,
Yeah.
to know what's going on was very interesting. So
Right. Well, he did a lot of great things. First interrogation of a prisoner of war during World War II was done by Doug Wada. Not many people in America would know that.
Mhm. And I'm glad you guys put that out there. Any more collaborations, any more stories that we can expect behind this one?
We hope so.
Lots of stories.
We hope so.
But the first one is important, and this is really the birth of the agency. So it seemed the right place to start for us, and we'll see what happens.
So I'm looking at Mark Harmon and Leon, and I'm looking at a new production company and book club hidden market. That's exactly what I'm
That's
saying.
great.
Mark Harmon, Leon Carroll Jr., thank you so much for joining us on Morning Blend, Ghost of Honolulu. Where can we get this book?
At the bookstore.
Starting
online tomorrow.
Starting tomorrow.
Okay,
yes, sir.
definitely. Gentlemen,
Or you can go online as well.
well, I've got mine.
I see.
Yeah, or come to you.
see.
You got
Yeah.
a couple of them. There you go.
That's great.
Thank you for joining us
All
on
right.
Morning Blend, guys.
Yeah, you're welcome, James.
All right.
Take care.